Hi there, Jonathan, back with you once again. So today we're on Thursday the 11th of September, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, been a bad couple of days. I'm not going to lie, it's been really sort of felt a bit down because of it. It's really difficult sometimes when you think you're doing everything right and just yet the numbers aren't showing. I mean, look at these numbers down here. Wow. Yeah, yesterday was probably one of the worst days since I started this challenge. So, and, it really does sort of, I guess, knock your confidence. But, I think it's one of those things you've just got to get in and look and see what's happened. If I were to look at, let me move myself up here, over the course of the last 30 days, this here is basically my profit line that I need to achieve. You can see here we've dropped down 2 days there, quite a big drop there, dropped there below it, just dropped below there, and we've now had 3 days that I'm really below it. And actually the last day was some of the worst we've seen. So what I'm going to do is before I get to that is let's just look at the numbers, then I'm going to really dig into it, because obviously I'm trying to work out why things have gone wrong. So at least I've got some sort of explanation to hang on to, so I know what's going on. But before that, let's get into it. So yesterday totaled, December the 10th, $310, almost embarrassingly low. So our ad spend yesterday was, say, £415. Where am I? $544. I made a thumping loss of $173 in a day. So cumulative loss probably over the 2 days of something like around $300, which is bad, which is really certainly going to make it harder hitting that target. But anyway, let's put that one to one side, because I want to really talk through is actually trying to uncover what's going on. So what I've looked to do is look at how things have changed. If we look back, literally the 8th of December, 1,078, and then it goes down to 417 and 381. I mean, makes no sense. The whole idea is with according to Facebook, my campaign is high performing, and I should be able to scale it, and it should be stable. But clearly it's anything but stable. So let's have a look at that. So what I did is really just try to compare. Then on the September the 8th, we did $1,078, makes $600 profit in the day. Yet yesterday did $381 and lost $173. So I was just looking at, okay, what was the difference? What really happened during that time? Well, first off, we can see that the CPM, that cost per thousand impressions, was quite a bit lower. So that took a real jump up. In that case, jumped about 50% in my first draft. The top line here is my new campaign. The bottom line is the old campaign, which is obviously, as I say, is working on this really low CPM. But obviously that, say, jumped 50% in a matter of 2 days. If I look at the unique CTR in terms of the engagement, again, that was 8.5 down to 6. So that's dropped like 25%. And then moving along, what that impacted, what that meant, cost per landing page view, a couple of days ago was 58p, and then suddenly 87, and with my new funnel it was 50p, it's now 72. So almost like 50% jumps in these cases, between 30 to 50% jumps in it. and all the way through to the cost per purchase. So again, that literally went up 50% there, went up 100% in that case. So, you know, there's two things that are basically driving this collapse, if you like, in the sales and profit. Well, I guess they both come down to the same sort of thing, is that it's the ads. The algorithm is basically in just putting the ad in front of a person who's less likely to buy, what they would perceive as actually a lower quality audience or a lower value audience. So that's something I've got no control over. But in essence, what it means probably is the fact that actually there's too many big advertisers who are basically winning the auction. You know, as I said, the whole Facebook platform is an auction platform. So people are prepared to pay more, and they can probably set up campaigns, so they'll put a maximum they're prepared to bid. You can do that, and on a cost per conversion. So what they're doing is they're drawing the more buyer ready audiences, not necessarily in my niche at all, but you know, the same demographics. So they're pulling those people, and really meaning that actually I'm getting in front of less people. It's a lower quality. You know, they've got less purchasing power, they've got less buyer intent, they've got less of a track record of buying, which is followed through by the fact. So it's not just, if I look at here, it's not just the purchasers. And by the way, these numbers are overstated here. I found a problem there. Those on my new funnel, they are less, but I fixed that anyway. But that's aside, it's actually not just the fact that the purchase numbers have obviously halved in that case, but it's down to the fact, as I say, it's a lower, I don't want to say quality of audience, but actually an audience who are have shown less of an intention to buy, and really, so that's reflected in not only the fact that they've not had the same conversion value of the front end, but where it's really shown is the fact that they've not gone on to buy any upsells. So where in this yesterday's numbers, you know, I still made some sales, but everybody, or the vast majority, just bought the basic products. They didn't buy the order bump, none of the upsells, any of that. So actually that's where it really massively showed the fact that actually it wasn't, you know, the difference in sales is more than just double. You know, we've got, like, you know, 3 times the sales here, and that's because, say, not only there's more people bought the front end, but there are better audience, a more valuable audience, so they've gone on to buy onto the upsells. So yeah, so at least we've got an understanding, an explanation of why it's happened. Doesn't make it any better or any easier to deal with, but it's always one of those things you've just got to keep your fingers crossed and hope it turns around. So I just wanted to show you, just to finish off on this. So I'd shown this was the figures from yesterday. If I do it the last 30 days, you'll see what's happened today. And there we go. So it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the sales are 868. So that's the reality. So somehow I'm back into winning the auction and back into getting my ads in front of a better quality audience. So whilst on one side it seems like a bit of a farce, this idea that your ads are stable and you can just scale, it's not as simple as that, and never is. But obviously delighted we're seeing this upturn, and hopefully it'll last. Anyway, I will catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll see whether it does continue a big bounce back, and we'll see what the plans are from there on in. Okay, that's all for today. I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye for now.